Bienvenue.
Hello, everybody. I was like, hold on, that was ashy. That was ashy is what I'm gonna call that. Anyways, so yes, we put a little disclaimer in the beginning because we're gonna be talking about some pretty serious stuff. But we want to let you know that we are not doctors or healthcare professionals, and if you are thinking. This is just like the baseline of like what we'd tell you what we would do. Yeah. But definitely if you are having any sort of suicidal thoughts or tendencies or anything of that matter, and this is definitely trigger warnings all over this video. Yes, if you're ever thinking anything like that or need help in one of those ways, as much as we would love you to, don't come to us. Mm-hmm. Go to a healthcare professional who can help you and figure out what the best course of action for you is.
Somebody with all the resources to help make changes. So
sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But we do want to say thank you all for coming.
Yeah.
And it's good seeing you guys. It feels like forever. So it's been really cool. Like
it basically has been forever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it feels like a long time. Well, especially for John because he's been gone for a couple weeks.
That was the most dense week. Like the whole vacation, I just remember I remember so much of it that it feels like time just passed slower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
like so many things happened. It must have been a year.
It must. Yes, exactly.
Right. Seriously. I also did cut my hair for this stream, so.
Oh, it looks good.
So,
oh my gosh, I didn't even. Why did I not notice that?
I don't know. You just don't pay attention, John.
Oh.
You just don't pay attention. No, I cut all my bangs and I cut the back.
Oh, okay.
And I'm leaving my rat tail. I'm gonna grow one out.
Gotcha.
So that's
I see.
happening.
Get the little rubber band.
Yeah.
Like down on the
No,
back.
straight up. I'm actually gonna make that happen. It's gonna happen. So, anyways, but yeah.
Okay. Yes, Ed. Thank you for dyeing your hair. We are now red hair twins.
Yes.
Red hair.
Oh,
Speaking of all the things that are happening in the chat, if you are here, say hi. Don't forget to share this and follow us if you haven't already. And I think it's time for a very, very special part of the stream. Also,
fixed it.
Maddie Guard.
I imagine you like Godzilla.
Okay. Hopefully it's alright. It's a fix. It's uncrunchy. Good.
Uncrunchy.
It's coming out of the speed.
Thank you for the hydrate
really
check.
crunchy. What?
Thank you for the hydrate check.
Is this mine?
Cheers.
Blue cup.
Wow. He put it down. He put it straight back down. That was without my consent.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see the cheers, but we got some Snaker Shakes in chat. Yes, we left some of the channel points things on because we know you just gotta have some Snaker Shakes in your life. So Snaker's on my head now.
Yeah,
it's my emotional support snake.
Yeah.
Emotional support snake.
And speaking of emotional support snakes and stuff like that, I think we should get into this thing. But first, announcements. We're gonna do announcements before, and then we'll do a recap at the end so that we can get all the announcements at the beginning, and then if you're still here at the end, you get to hear the beginning. Surprise. So. Numero uno. Thank you for coming to our show on the 30th. If you came, I know Xenia was there, and they brought a friend with them, so that was really cool.
It's freaking cool.
And then
we took pictures.
Taylor was there. Yes, we took pictures. Yes, Taylor was there. A lot of people from my work was there. So we had Abigail, we had Riley, we had Abigail brought her boyfriend Alex, and then we had Bianca and DJ, and then Alyssa came, and there were a couple other
Cross
people.
Songo, the friggin' Chris Songo.
Cross
Chris
Songo.
Songo,
Yeah,
he
that's
was
his
there.
username.
We had Trevor from the Mossburns there, and then we also had
DD Parks.
DG Parks. So he was there. That was really cool. Because I had never seen him in real life, so he showed up, and I was like, "Oh, dang, that's who he is!" And I believe he brought his girlfriend.
Yes, great seeing you.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then all the other bands that were there. We had Nostalgia X. We had
No
Calling
Wonder.
the Skies. We had No Wonder.
Sadly, the Curls couldn't make it.
Yes,
so.
sadly the Curls.
Yeah, it was a big sad. I was definitely weeping about that the night before.
Yeah, I was like, I just want to hear one time.
One time. I love that. They haven't even released anything. That makes me so sad.
Like,
I want to listen to their music.
Literally all the time, I'm like, I just want to listen to this one.
I've told them I'll record them, and they just.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough about that.
I'm feeling so alive. Yeah, it's good. And one time. I'm just gonna keep going. Anyways, but yeah, so thank you guys so much. Big shout out to Daniel Sherman himself for helping us out with that. It was amazing to have him join us and learn all of those songs for us. And to do the songs that he actually wrote the drums for as well. So that was really awesome. And he just had super good chemistry with us and everything. It was so good.
Yeah.
We love Daniel, and we're happy that he's helped us out with this thing while Rue is off in Scotland.
I can't,
We do stand to Daniel. And thank you for Daniel. Well, if Daniel shows up later today, I want him to know that we're thankful for him for mentioning us on his story today.
Absolutely. Yeah. I know you guys most of you already love Daniel, but go give him more love for all the work he did.
Yes. No rain. This time he did not black out. He practiced.
No, exactly.
He practiced, like, during practice, he was like, I remembered everything. And I was like, yeah! So, yes, he did not black out. Speaking of, Daniel sends us love. Yes, thank you, Farhan, for passing that along. The Twitter font change is not okay, and that's part of the announcements because it just isn't okay, and we don't like it.
There was a Twitter font change?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'll be honest, I haven't looked at Twitter today.
Kind of gross, not gonna lie.
What does it look like now?
Don't look at the font. It's disgusting.
Now I want to know. What is it, like papyrus?
Well, no.
What did they change it to?
No, it's like
Comic Sans bold?
No, it's like a thin Arial.
Wingdings. Oh!
I know. It's just weird. Look at that. It's Arial like text. I'm like.
Hold on. Like, can I see?
Am I just unobservant?
Is it? I see it specifically in the G and the N. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because before it was just really like this. That has more character to it.
Yeah, before it was more like a almost like Times New Roman kind of, not Times New Roman, but like.
I think it was Arial, and I don't know if that's Arial.
Yeah, I mean it looks kind of small, but
no, I mean like actually on the post.
Yeah, it's freaking.
It's different. They're like characterized different. I would say it's not. No, it's like
I hate it.
Shoot, it's whatever you call that thing. It's like the one that's like 5 down from the top when you're in like Word.
It's got to be like a C, like Kandara or something.
Yeah, I want to say it's like Cordona or something like that.
Oh yeah, Corbel.
Yeah, Corbel. Something like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm
text font.
We just have these text fonts memorized. We're like, what?
Totally. I was like a low-key like short story writer, so I remember them.
Me too. I used to like, my sister gave me her old laptop that didn't have internet access with like a bunch of music on it, and that's how I got into All We Know Is Falling by Paramore. And then and all the Weezer songs and everything. But yeah, so I was writing like short stories and everything. And I would always just like go through all the fonts and like choose different characters had different fonts written and everything.
Yes.
So, yeah.
We got opinions about fonts.
Anyways, so Twitter font change is not okay. Anyway, moving on. So Wandering Lights collab. If you've been on Twitter at all for the past couple of days, you've noticed us reposting a lot of stuff with Wandering Lights and Mike 5 and everything. So I did a collaboration with some people on Twitter, and it was a song called Lucrezia. Or Lucrezia, however you would like. I like to say Lucrezia, but they say Lucrezia in the songs.
Lucrezia, Lucretia.
Yeah. Lucrezia.
Lucrzia.
Yeah, Lucrezia. You said it right. Yeah, I just kind of stumbled around with it. But yeah, so
you did it at a pace I could understand.
I know.
Yeah, true.
I was like, he kind of mixed the Z, the E and the Z together.
TIDISTP. No.
Yeah, so it was good. But anywho's, yes. So the video is on Bandcamp. If you have Bandcamp, you can go and look at it and everything. Yeah. And,
I know Bandcamp. You can do like a paywall. Is there a paywall on it, or is it free but you can donate?
I believe it's free, but you can donate.
Okay.
This actually completed their album. So after I did my collab with them, they were able to release everything, and they made this one kind of the cake topper, and I was like, oh god, yeah! I was like, oh!
It's honestly very beautiful. You should definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wandering Lights band, Lucrezia, the song. Please check it out. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's haunting.
It's really good. I definitely, I remember. He was surprised how fast it came out, but I thought that I was taking way too long to send it to him. And like, Momager was bugging me too. She's like, "Hey, you got that recorded yet?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just gotta send it, and then I just gotta export it from the thing and everything." But it was good. Oh, sorry, posture check.
We got sad UFN on Reason, the doll of choice for UFN right now.
Yeah.
Honestly. You know what? I think I'm gonna add some reverb to this.
Literally, I added reverb. I added it to the other track, and I like mixed it myself. And I was like,
it was so good. Like, you went and recorded it, and like the next morning, you're like, yeah. So I went and I played with it, and I added some reverb to it. And I was just like, I'm so proud.
I know. I was like, I did all the things. I added like this good hall reverb, and it was
add reverb to your mixes.
Hall
Do
is
it.
very nice.
Do it.
Yeah.
But it was super like light, so it was just kind of like a slight echo in the background. It was very, very haunting.
Okay, but music production geek moment. Have either of you ever seen an analog plate reverb?
Yes. I've seen in a video, not in person.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I think we might have watched the same video.
We might have.
It was,
is that the Rob Scallon one?
Not Rob Scallon, okay, so it wasn't that one.
Okay,
but
so
yeah,
ones.
no, they're freaking huge.
They're insane. Do you know what we're talking about? Okay.
It's like it's like a huge box. It's like this tall.
Yes.
And it's like the width is like me to John.
Oh, wow.
And it's just huge box with a bunch of like dials on one side of it and then a little plug. And they're mono, right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
I've seen stereo versions though. Okay, the one that I saw was actually uncovered. It wasn't a box.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was built under a studio. Like there was a studio that had been like an old studio where a bunch of bands recorded, even vintage stuff. And under the studio was this giant plate, this metal sheet. And they had wiring. It was right under the mixer board. So they had wiring right there down into it. And what it is they take the signal, whatever it is, down and they put it into like a little speaker on the center of the giant metal plate, metal sheet. That's why it's plate reverb. And then when they play through the speaker, the sheet vibrates and gives you that reverb, like that reverberation through it. And then it's got pickups on the corners.
Yeah.
And I think they had at least 2 pickups, so they had stereo. I could have sworn.
Yeah, that one, the one you looked at was probably stereo because it was modern.
Stereo.
One I was looking at was a review of one of the traditional ones.
Oh, okay.
And it's basically the same thing except it was in a vertical box.
Wow.
And instead of yeah, so it was like it was straight up. It was the coil for a speaker that was attached directly to the center of the plate inside this box, and the speaker, instead of doing speaker sounds at something, it would directly vibrate the sheet, and then there were piezos on each end, and they would pick up the sound, and it actually made a balance signal down. So basically, you ever use one of those little handheld microphone reverb things? It's literally just it's just a tube with a spring in it.
Okay.
Yeah,
And like you talk into it, it sounds like you're in a hall or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like a plastic toy.
Okay.
It's that same concept, except a huge metal sheet.
Yeah, now I wonder because my. Okay, never mind. This
Helvetica!
I was like, oh, very cool. Okay.
So what we're saying is we need to get a giant box
Yeah,
with a metal plate in it.
I just think it's dope. I think it's really cool that we have these solutions to sounds that we want in music and any kind of audio production, and now we have condensed them down to software.
I know, right?
Like we had to actually like vibrate a metal sheet in a certain way with a speaker cone or with a speaker freaking driver even.
Yeah.
And now we're just like, oh, let's just write some code and it sounds exactly the same.
Right. Exactly. Well, because I want to know how they do that because I know they play like a beat tone through something and then they like get the sound profile of it For reverb in particular?
It's software engineering at its finest.
It's fucking insane.
Awesome.
Dude. All right, I don't want to take this on too long, but our producer, the producer that we worked with for This Is Temporary and Mirror Mirror, and I want to tell you, Brad, he showed us a plugin that he had where it was like specific areas, like you could get the sound of this specific cathedral in Europe somewhere.
I love those.
So cool.
Yeah, because that company had like gone around and figured out.
That's what you really get for sound profiling.
Yeah.
And when you want a specific place, absolutely.
So yeah, that's how insane the technology gets.
Jack in the Box. Comedy.
That actually.
Also, thank you, Caffeina. I think
Healing
I'm pretty
the world
cute.
with
Thank
coffee.
you.
I love it. I saw that earlier. I was like, who are you? Hello. So if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe or follow, whatever you do on Twitch. We Twitch stream like all the time. I don't know why I'm confused about that. But I also love that E2 was like, I love this gear talk.
Yes.
But
I will talk. I will talk about gear all day.
yeah.
I'm slowly becoming a gearhead a little bit. I'm
bit.
not to the point where I like splurge on every little thing I want. Only the things I need, but like it's fun to talk about.
I love it.
Yeah, knowing lots about gear, knowing lots about production, something about like a passion, like geeking out about a passion.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things to do, which is why on my personal and even on some of the UFN Saturday streams, I'm thinking we might want to. Some of the focus is going to be audio production and talking about some process in the near future. So look out for that stuff. If you like that, let us know. We might do it sooner.
I was gonna say, yeah, and I mean, if you wanted, I feel like it would be really fun to do like 3 different versions. So we start out with someone who knows nothing about Reason.
We're doing
someone
3
who
difficulty levels.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like someone who knows nothing about Reason, someone who's pretty good at Reason, and then someone who's literally a master at Reason.
Beginner,
Like,
intermediate, advanced.
really though, I'm like, I feel like that would be so fun, and you get to see how I cheat my way to doing things that take him like 3 seconds, and mine takes like 5 minutes. So anyways, so all of that. But yeah, so go listen to Lucrezia, by Wandering Lights collab, and it was super cool. And the next thing I want to say is we've been on the radio a couple times because of our good friends, you guys. You guys have been telling this this radio station to put us on your stuff, and our momager has been doing the links and everything. But Lonely Oak Radio has been played our entire album one day. From one time in the AM and then again in the PM, and they do that for everyone. Not everyone. They do that for a song.
A song.
Usually they'll do it in the AM and the PM.
But
they did
our
our entire album, and then they
yeah.
keep like playing our music and stuff. And if you do have a song that they play, they will play it in the AM and the PM. And it's really cool.
Yeah. Lonely Oak Radio is really cool because their radio focus is new artists, and it's really cool to see our music get played so much. I mean, because they have a lot of new music submissions coming in, and it's because of you guys going and listening to it, and for all the promotion that's going on right now, that they're playing our music over and over again, because apparently they're getting good reviews when they do. So thank you very much for being those good reviews for us.
Seriously, thank you so much.
Now I kind of want to play one of the songs from the album. Like not even any of the ones that we've talked about already today. Do you want to just do like a random one from?
I'm always down to play our music.
I am.
That's definitely one of the things that fills me with joy.
Yes.
I want to finish the announcements really quick.
Please,
but,
yes, I'm sorry.
First of all, I did want to say hello, Carter, and welcome to the stream. And then thank you guys for sharing This Is Temporary as much as you guys have. Don't forget to don't stop doing it, because every bit helps. But we have, I want to tell you, is at 16,148 streams.
Woo.
I think we could probably get that to 20,000 by the end of the month. I think that's probably possible. So I feel like we should continue streaming that as much as possible. And our full album, the song count listened to is 35,000 times.
Good job!
Collective album,
thank you guys so much
for
listening, and continue to listen and continue to share and everything. Thank you. Thank you for the air horns. But yeah, I think that is it for the announcements. We're about to get into the nitty gritty, some deep stuff. But before that, we are going to be doing a thing.
Yeah. So I just really appreciate Carter dropping in Watashi ga kitai.
Watashi wa kitai. Yeah. We'll talk more about that later too. I have some things that I want to talk about self-care wise.
Yes, absolutely.
And escapism wise and everything. All right. Also, again, trigger warning for sewer slide and SH. All that stuff we're going to be talking about. So pretty deep stuff later today. And we don't usually talk about this stuff, but again, just revamp on the disclaimer. We are not professionals. We are not doctors. If you do need help, like serious help, go to a professional. But for now, this is how you can do some of it. We will be going more into that later. So anyways, let's play a song.
Yeah. And I guess as somewhat of an ode to what we're going to be talking about today, the first song that we're going to play is I'm Blue.
Oh, that's clever.
We made that fun at the show,
okay.
pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Baby, you live in a world of a million problems, but you can't seem to see that. No, you just keep moving on. Fight me, that's not fair. No way, no, nowhere. But I can't ignore protocol when it comes from the bottom. Tell me you're sorry if you have the guts, have the guts. Spit out your honesty finally if you have enough, have enough. I keep thinking you can turn yourself around, but I know it's blinking like the neon at a strip club. Write me down in your list of overcome. Also keep me just stripping me of every sort of. Tell me even if I brought you to your attention. I tried so very hard to keep your double attention. Go on and point me, I don't care. Go ahead and throw away your hair. I won't listen to you anyway. Get off before intention. Tell me you're sorry if you have the guts, have the guts. Spit out your honesty finally if you have enough, have enough. I keep thinking you can turn yourself around, but I know it's blinking like the neon at a strip club. Write me down in your list of overcome. Not to keep me just to rid me of every sort of. I'd like to think if I left you a cryptic message that you might answer the phone. If I told you, where would you make sure I wasn't alone? But nothing means more to you than I do. Everything is better. It's better if your world has no blue. You think I'm not the wiser, but I know better than everyone you bring home. Hey, don't forget me, I don't dare to keep repeating you everywhere. Don't wanna hurt anymore, just thinking to be aware.
Yeah, keeping up with the family-friendly tag, I see.
Yeah. I'm like family friendly. I'm trying to keep it there. But yeah. I'm like, I will be censoring myself for this music that's coming out here until you watch us
Further
on
notice.
our. Actually, yeah, until further notice. Nice job on the Snako Shakes. But yes, until further notice, until we have an all-adult fan base. No, but
Never gonna happen.
never gonna happen. But definitely, what's it called? Oh yeah, on our first Wednesday streams, we do a practice stream on Twitch for our Patreon subscribers, and it's an hour after what would have been our live at 5, so it's at 7 to 8, and we do practice there. Last time we actually learned 2 Ricky Montgomery songs. I made Jack learn Mr. Loverman, and then we played Line Without a Hook. And then, what else did we do that day? We did something else.
It sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was
I'm sad.
I know, Jack pulled out the guitar and he played the songs like that. It was really good. Yeah, so basically, if you weren't already hooked, you should, Perron, you should join us on our first week practice thing. We do stuff like that. So we literally learned it on stream and then we played it and it was fun. But yeah, so that's our Patreon stream. And that's really what those streams are about. We're practicing, you know. It's good. But and now we can pull that out of our butts whenever we want to. Yeah, so to continue on with today's topic.
Cool.
Pretty, I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So basically, the first thing to put everything into a section, I guess, is I'm not okay. I promise. That's a joke. So the first thing that we're gonna talk about that's very important in this conversation and topic in general is the importance of self-care. Mm-hmm. Watermelon, yes, I wasted this on this.
Yeah. Thank you for the highlight message. Watermelon.
Watermelon.
That's good.
Yes, I wasted
Anyways,
this.
I know, I'm like, you have to say the whole thing. Watermelon, yes, I wasted this on this. So thank you for the highlighted message. But yes, so the first thing is importance of self-care. Definitely.
I'm sorry.
It is a good perk. Self-care, self-heal. So find the first step one to having good self-care. Find 3 healthy persons.
They're gonna say step 1. Get a box.
Get a box. No, find 3 trustworthy persons to check in with.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Also,
so and then when you say this, does that mean check in? Like, are they your best friends? Can they just be acquaintances? Like, how far does the check-in go?
It definitely is probably safest if you just feel 3. You have to have 3 of them. You have to. No, but it's definitely better if you have people who are closer to you. I mean,
so you can be more personal with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like, I think my 3 people would probably be Jack, number 1. Number 2 is probably my best friend Lena. And then
Elvira?
Yeah, I would say probably Elvira is my 3rd one. I'm like, they're lovely.
Sweet.
They're lovely people, and I know I can always count on them. So those are my 3 people that I will always go to out of, like, yeah.
Absolutely.
Also,
we have a quick care package,
Rain, you lie.
by the way.
I just realized why chat randomly just started talking about coffee.
Oh!
Branding!
Thank you, Emma Sandstorm.
Branding.
Self-care coffee.
Yeah, branding.
Self-care coffee on the porch.
Just keep it on your side. Oh, do they have it on both sides? That's cool.
Do they? No.
Nondescript Bean Company, definitely not an offshoot of Buckstars.
Buckstars.
Mixed
Arby's.
I thought it was mixed. Yeah, mixed
It
Arby's.
is mixed Arby's. Thank you.
I don't know what each of these are.
We
have not been told.
It's gonna be fine. But anyhow, I definitely.
I got a regular latte, and you got 2 non-dairy lattes.
We're gonna smell them.
I bet this is the regular latte because it's got a sleeve.
It's got a sleeve on it.
They have to be. Brandon.
I think the general idea is if you find 3 people to report back with,
yes,
that's excellent.
Yes,
but you should at least have 1.
Mm-hmm.
This smells like it has. Hold on.
Humans
it smells like
aren't.
It has honey in it. Did you get syrup or honey in yours?
No, he just got a regular latte.
Humans in general aren't very good at being completely isolated.
Yeah.
I think we sort of figured that out these past 2 years. Things kind of go bad when we spend a lot of time by ourselves.
Yeah.
I would say, even if it's not someone that you hang out with all the time, not someone that you share all of your secrets with, have somebody that you can go to for the hard times and the good times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. For me, I have, honestly, both of you guys and Emma are kind of like my go-to 3.
This is a caramel latte, by the way. If you got
That's mine.
Yeah.
This I can't put the top back on. I
That's
suck
okay.
at this.
I trust.
So I'll handle it. You guys keep on.
So yeah,
Got it. Okay. But yes. So definitely.
we got a highlight message real quick.
Yeah. Highlight message. You are all loved, and matter to me, even if we aren't close. You all matter in some way. Precious bee.
cute.
Earlier, Carter said something as well in the highlighted messages, and so did Rain. Carter said, "I love MILFs," and the other one was Rain, who said something. Bean. It was Bean. Sorry.
Bean juice.
I had to remember that. I was like, there's something that they said earlier, and we forgot to highlight it. Anyways, but yes, you are all loved and matter to me, even if we aren't close.
Mm-hmm.
You matter in some way, and I love that. Thank you, E.T.
Mm-hmm.
But yes. So, and you might be asking yourself, well, what kind of person would this be like? That I'm really trustworthy and close with. It's called a John.
Yeah.
Hi. If you have someone like John who walks in and is just like happy, extroverted, preferably. You know?
Generally that's how it goes.
Generally extroverted. No, but like, he's very, very, very good mood usually, and definitely knows how to uplift you and just like.
When an extrovert adopts an introvert.
Exactly, and I
many.
mean, what's it called? Oh my god, I suck.
I would say it's someone that you don't have a hard time carrying a conversation with.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So just
A conversation you enjoy.
Conversation you enjoy, a conversation that's healthy, a conversation that's in the good category of things to talk about, not someone who's like, constantly bringing you down because of some of the things that they might say.
Someone you feel safe saying things to.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can say whatever the thing is that's on your mind, and the immediate reaction is going to be, okay, or I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And never, well, judgment terms.
Right.
For a lot of people, that person can be a therapist.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you have a therapist that you can go to that can be that person for you, that's good.
Therapist,
I would highly recommend having someone in your social circles that can be that person. But if what you have is your therapist, then shoot, get yourself a therapist.
And to go off of more of the person that it could be a long distance person.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be someone like, for instance, Parant, who lives in freaking Germany.
And
you live in one place and like they're someone that's safe and you go to them for everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And just know that as somebody who like has a lot of people who like, I have had that relationship with in the past where it's like, they can vent to me, they feel like they can talk to me, and I keep everything secret, whatever they tell me.
Yeah.
Because we don't sometimes like message you for a while, it's just because we forget. I forget all the time, and I feel so bad, and like months pass, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to talk to this person.
Yeah.
And
for real.
yeah, and so it's like we both just forget about it, and so I feel really bad. But it's good to at least stay in touch and even just recap every so often. And Parand, I will say, we might get to that later, but like, what if you are that person for everybody? What do you do? And then what you were talking about, I want to restate and like affirm even more, which was that you need somebody who you can tell good news to, and they're happy for you. They don't try to one up you.
Right.
Is another big one. They don't try to tell you about the thing that they had. In it might be like because a lot of times that's like a subtle way to redirect the conversation to them.
Yeah.
And so you need somebody that can be happy for you when good news hits,
yeah.
and it can be, I can try to just help you through it and won't try to fix you when something goes wrong.
I was gonna say, do you want to do like a role play scenario? Basically, you're coming to me, for instance, and I'll be the good person and the bad person.
You can, we can try. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
It's weird. I'm gonna come at this from a different angle because
Right.
I usually, whenever
You're usually the
as
person
an
that's
aside,
helping.
I'm usually the person that's helping. So as an aside, like the problems that I might deal with myself, I just kind of I internalize. I've had to go through a little bit of evolution, and for me, doing things and being active doesn't just get my mind off of it. It actually helps me with it, because a lot of my personal problems come from not feeling effective or not feeling like I'm good enough. Yeah. So for me, it's proving to myself that I can do something like exercise or learning a song really helps. But yeah.
Real quick, actually, Carter highlighted a message. Hey, what happened to the table? All right, go ahead.
It poofed. It disappeared.
It really went.
Hey, Sadie. I just wanted to talk to you about something really quick. I've been really stressed out. A lot of my family has been kind of fighting recently, and it's just I don't involve myself in it because it's really just it sucks to be around them. And then whenever I talk to them, they just keep yelling and they always think I'm against them or something like that. And so I just wanted to tell you about that. I don't know. I just wanted to let you know what was happening because I trust you with this kind of information.
Thank you for letting me know. I mean, have you talked to anyone else about this? Is there anyone in your family that you can talk to?
No. I mean, sometimes my cousin, but he's not always around. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I would suggest just trying to sit down with your family, having a real deep conversation, something like that. It's very let them know that it's really important to you that you should talk about this thing, and if you're ever having trouble with this thing again, I mean, definitely talk to a therapist about it, and everything. Maybe consider family counseling. But yeah, definitely. Well, I wish you luck in that. If you ever need anything, if you need a hug or something like that, I got
Thank you.
Of course.
Hugs do very much help.
It sucks
help. When that conversation does take place over text because you can't hug. You can't have that.
It's like digital hugs. I know it's not the same, but
yeah.
So yes, that's a good example of what to do.
Yeah.
And those are very powerful. Yeah.
And honestly, that whole, everything you said can start coming out through the course of the conversation. That doesn't have to be one big paragraph, because sometimes that's just too much information. Mm-hmm. And also, it does happen that when you're, this is my experience, when you're talking with somebody about this, you sometimes have to, go down a path of one of those topics and just kind of talk them through it. Sitting down with your family, it's like, well, I don't want to sit down with my dad in particular, or my mom, or whatever.
It's like, well,
and it's like, well, then, maybe you need to do it this way, and then you have to go into a tangent of maybe you should talk to your mom first, and then
definitely, I would say my personal advice for that would be talk to people separately, and then get them to be on the same page with you, as in we should fix this in our family, and then sit down with everyone and talk to them.
One important thing to note about that, though, is depending on the family, some of them might mistake your words and then tell the others before you get a chance to tell them.
Just be like,
so it does depend.
And that's why it's important to have a John.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm having this issue in my family, and it's a big issue, and I think it might be a really divisive topic. And I'm not really sure if I should bring it up with my siblings or my parents, because I don't think they would really understand where I'm coming from on the matter.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a good idea?
Yeah.
Well, what's the problem?
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the thing.
And
maybe you shouldn't do that.
And body language is very important too. If you have them in your life or something. Let's try the other way around, where I'm not supportive, or if you wanted to be the non-supportive or something like that.
No, you can do the not supportive. I feel like okay, because I'm not used to being not supportive.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Okay.
So okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Sadie, I just wanted to message you about something, to get something off my chest. My parents have been just fighting a lot recently, and they've been really snapping at me a lot, and it's really been. Sorry, are you?
No, I'm listening. Go ahead.
At least you have parents.
So anyways, they've just kind of been really rude to me recently, and I've been kind of trying to work through it, and I just feel like I always have to retreat in my room.
My parents suck, so I totally understand that. They're not even supportive at all when I talk to them about stuff like that, so I get it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, you probably get, you know what's happening. But I just wanted to let you know that. And then the conversation ends.
Yep.
Right there. Like
really,
that.
Like,
look
exactly
at how much quickly that
Dude,
deflated it.
Straight up, I've been in that situation before.
To be very clear, this is a real thing that has been said in conversations I've been privy to, which is why I give the example, because it is very hurtful. I mean, as ridiculous, as brash as it seemed, I see you guys talking about it there. At least you have parents. Jack 2021. I mean, it is impactful, isn't it? Imagine how the person feels.
Yeah.
Really though. I'm like, and being on your phone, doing this, or being
the body language
away
on the phone.
On the phone. That was a good one.
I swear to and for me, like, I will say from the perspective of someone trying to, I'm partly like getting into character a little bit to like put myself in the story of this person. Yeah. But I noticed I actually, from that point of view, I wanted to talk to you more in the first conversation. Like when you gave all that stuff, I wanted to talk it over with you and like all the things you recommended. But in this second conversation, I literally didn't know where to go.
Yeah, exactly.
I had no idea.
It's a complete shutdown. And there is a difference with someone being like, oh yeah, my parents suck too, and someone being like, well, here's what happens when I'm having this problem, and this is what I would do.
Right.
The way you preface it?
Because that's how I usually counsel my friends, is I'm like, well, that happens with me, and it does suck, but here's how I would get out of it, there's my advice to you. Instead of just stopping it, that happens to me.
Yeah, it happens to me too, I totally get that.
Yeah. Right? like,
I swear,
Anyway, you know.
Yeah, because all of that context and body language and phrasing is doing the job of one person is like seeming more self-obsessed, and the other person is actually trying to give you advice to help you and taking in what you've said.
Yeah.
And tailoring their response for what you are going through. That's the important part. And so it's also from the point of view of like the John, it's very odd giving advice, because part of the time, like, you don't know what they're going through, so you can't really give advice that you're 100% sure on.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of times when I give advice on things to anybody, it's like, I don't know X situation, I don't know what's going through, I don't know all the extra things. But what I can say is this is something maybe to work towards if this sounds good to you. I usually try to like bounce it off of them, like, what do you want, partially, because you need to help them, I think, partially construct what they want to do so they have a path out if they need it. So
Yeah, I think the bulk of being a John is being approachable and available and trustworthy to care.
Yeah.
You don't have to take these as specific scripts on how to talk to people or how to respond if someone says something hard to you, because you can't always be emotionally available for somebody to open up with something really deep. But a John would tell you.
Yeah.
Like, if you're coming at them with, hey, I got this big, huge thing, it's like, so I'm actually dealing with a big thing myself. We can talk about our things together, but I am not in the right headspace to give any kind of advice or be a really good shoulder right now.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're totally okay to do that. I think the most important thing to get is to let your friends know. I mean, if you are the John to somebody, it's to let them know that they always can approach you with that stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for
It's
me,
always safe to do so.
Yeah. And for the type of person I am, a lot of those specific times will be, for me, they're actually almost akin to mood swings. They only last for a couple hours, where I'm like actually upset about something somebody said or something like that. I usually won't have long spells where I'm unapproachable, and I'm not able to give good advice.
Yeah, like, try again next week.
Yeah, exactly.
And there are people who are really good at, like, if somebody else is having an issue, they just turn off, and they're for that person right there.
Absolutely.
There are people who can do that.
I know some people.
I worry about
Stares
some
at
of
my
those
mother.
people, but
Really, though?
because the skill to do that is very, like, I really appreciate it, but I worry what they're putting aside. Like, the fact that they're able to just shove all their problems to the side and not deal with them and not have them affect it.
So it's important to have a follow-up. Once everything is settled, just go back to them and be like, so are you dealing with anything?
Yeah, I definitely, when I'm in a situation like that and I can sort of feel, I'm an empath, so I can feel like other people's emotions. So when someone is feeling very clearly not okay and they're still helping me out, I go, is everything all right with you? Like at the end of something, or even in the middle, I'll be like, I feel like, are you in a space to talk to me about this? Or even checking beforehand with that person and asking them if you can vent to them like that is a whole thing. Like, I mean, I did that with my brother the other day. I started venting about something and I was like, hold on, I didn't even ask you if you're ready to receive something like that. So let me know, like, is this all right? He was like, yeah, I mean, it's cool. Like, yeah. But no, definitely.
For sure. That's good. That's good to know, like, kind of who your John is and who you're talking to as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and God, it's weird because, you know, the John of, you know, whoever is your John is going to be totally different for me. So here's another situation. I don't exactly know, like, if I'm trying to give advice to Johns for how to stay available and everything, I don't know all the types of people that are ready to be Johns. There's probably many people who are very different from me. Because for me, my experience was, especially in middle school and high school, I just was extroverted and I talked to people and I was always nice. And I started hanging out with the people that liked some of the things I like some music and video games and stuff like that. And that got me into the crowd that was retreated. And this wasn't intentional. It was just, they were more retreated. They were not like the popular kids who would have like random spells of depression sometimes.
Yeah.
But like they were the introverts who were out of the social kind of popularity circle. And so that is the crowd that I think usually needs that. And that's the crowd that I think we appreciates this kind of music as well.
I definitely, when I was in school and actually high school and middle school mostly, I kind of found myself like in the outcasted group a lot more often than not. It was like we were all into anime and we, you know, did this thing, and I kind of branched off from my original huge friend group into like a group of like 5 or 6 people who were my real friends.
Yes.
And I definitely agree that those people needed a John, and I ended up being their John for them. And then some of them ended up being my Johns. And like, you know, and that's like Lena and Elvira. I'm like, they're super close to me, and I understand like that. And neither of them, well, one of them is not extroverted. The other one I'm pretty sure is ambivert. But, you know, like I definitely like you know, it's just the comfort that I feel from them. But I mean, if we're gonna talk about self-care and stuff like that, we do have to talk about what you can do for yourself alone if you don't have your John to go to. Like, for instance, John being on a vacation, you might not feel like you want to bother him, you know, because he's in Hawaii. I know he probably wouldn't mind, but still, like, if you're sensitive to something like that, you can do some things as well. Have a sadness plan, and this is where this comes into play.
Okay.
Oh, topic 2.
Topic 2.
We need a stinger.
I know, right?
Sorry. I realized how explosive that was going to be after I did it.
Oof. But yeah. So sadness plan. It's okay to be sad. I know a lot of people.
I beg your
Goodness
pardon.
gracious. I know. A lot of people are like, oh, I can't be sad. I have to be happy all the time. No, you don't. You think normal people do that? Like, I definitely, sorry, that sounded very like, you have to be sad. No, but, like.
What's normal?
No, definitely, these plans are not to make you unsad, but it's to care for the sadness that you are feeling. And, one of the most important things in a sadness plan is getting yourself clean. Because if you sit there in your grossness and your hair is greasy, you'll feel worse, I promise you. So take a shower and put on some nice, fresh, comfy clothes that are clean, and you'll you'll probably feel a little bit better. Like, it obviously won't solve everything, but you'll feel a little better. And use that shower time to cry your eyes out.
Yeah.
Because you won't be able to tell what is crying and what is water from the shower. And that is one of the strangest, most cathartic feelings in the world, at least for me. I'm like, I don't know how much I'm crying right now, but I know I am crying, and it's good. And I'm just releasing everything, and you're in the bathroom, and you're alone, and you're safe, and it's good. And if you can't cry...
Hi.
Well...
I don't do that either.
Well, take it away, bro.
Sometimes, if you can't cry externally, there's always, it sounds so memey, but it's crying internally. It's setting aside some time to pick out the sad feelings and feel sad about them. Mm-hmm. Write a sad song. Mm-hmm. That's one of my go-tos. Write a sad song.
Ding, ding, ding.
Drink some hot tea for one. But yeah, write a sad song, or you find some chords on whatever instrument you're doing. Mm-hmm. If you can't cry, there's always Mirror Mirror. There you go. But yeah, I mean, find some chords or something. Just pick a few notes, and then just pluck between them until they sound like the feeling you're having. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then find another set, and then just play those together. And think about the words that come to mind when they happen.
Facts.
Gee.
I would say...
Oh, God. Yeah. Please no diminished chords. I don't want to feel evil today.
Yeah. I would say some of the things that help me, and I mentioned anime earlier, is do something like if you're alone and you're already at the point where you're crying and stuff, like just watch something like a comfort anime. Mine personally is Haikyuu, because, boys playing volleyball, it's funny, it's good. Yeah, and then other things like, for instance, fidget toys. I brought this out to example it. It's literally like supposed to simulate like popping bubble wrap. That's what it's called.
Whoa.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's little like half circles, and then you pop them on one side.
No way.
And then
that is so
you do it on the other side. And they make a fun noise. Yeah, so you can do stuff like that. You can, again, like Jack said, make yourself some hot tea or coffee if you prefer that, listen to, or write some sad music. And get out your emotions that way. I mean, how do you think we wrote half of our songs?
Yes. Half of the songs have just been written with that feeling of sad. It's just emotion. For me, I don't even classify it at certain points. Like, especially when you find the perfect chord for something, or the perfect melody, or just it all fits.
You can't see all the damage it does, and I haven't got a place at all, but don't look at me. It feels like the end, it's out of hand. Just please understand. Don't look in the mirror. Doubt is in the mirror. Face first. See your
I didn't even realize how playable that was on this guitar.
It was so good. I was happy that you could play it all.
Was that really the first time we played this?
Yeah,
First
live.
time we played that live.
I don't even think we played it for one of the Patreon streams.
Damn, we should probably put that on the list. I didn't even think that, bro. Oh, okay.
Yeah. That song was written from that exact perspective that we've been talking about. From the perspective of the John.
From the perspective of the John. Just like with technically what Jacob did in Kind of Chains. Since he was Jacob.
Oh,
he wrote it from his he wrote it from his John point of view, which was interesting. I feel like not a lot of people write songs like that. So yeah, it's really cool. I really love Mirror Mirror though. I think that one just takes the cake in my John songs. Yeah. Not only did he write it, but also it's from a John. But yeah. So basically, that.
That song was so cathartic.
That song is so cathartic. I love it. Yeah, that song was written from the point of view of a John, and
from John, from
John,
from John,
from the John,
the John,
the John. But also something that was written from the perspective of a John in a way is famous people.
Yeah.
It actually is written in the perspective of John because it was kind of both. It's both.
Famous
things.
people can be a John or a sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And literally
Yeah.
Yeah, the sad person. That's me.
I mean,
it fits.
I guess.
It works. Oh man. But yeah, so written for and from the perspective of John. But yes, so famous people. I mean, when I sang that song with my mom the first time, I was like, hey mom, I want you to listen to the song that I just wrote. And I just started bawling halfway through, like, one of the verses or one of the choruses. Yeah, my mom was sitting there, like, and she was like, are you okay? Like, just like, cause I was like, it's done, I'm almost done.
And you don't, I do want to make the point that you don't have to write music or play chords.
Oh, yeah. No, you can listen
to
music
too.
as well. Actually, I wanted to share some music that I have been listening to. Well, because I get into the sad music mood a lot. I
do too. Yeah.
I definitely I therapize myself with music. Maddie's song "So Are You." Please re-upload that, please.
For real.
Please. The one that I've been replacing it with, but also not replacing it with because it's good in its own way, is Lovely. Oh my god, I literally have listened to that on repeat, for 3 days once.
Yeah.
So Are You and Lovely, oh my god, those are perfect sad songs to listen to. But one of the songs I've also listened to is called Better Than Me, and it's kind of more of a grungy, yell about, how sad you are, but it's very more our style. It's called Better Than Me by the Robex. Actually, I'm not sure if it has swear words in it, so if it does, I'm sorry, never mind. But
no explicit content.
Right? I'm like that song, and then there's is
that what it's called?
Well, I was wondering if I should mention it because she has been canceled by a couple people. But she's kind of coming back into the thing. She has good music, and I'll just say that. And that's what I've talked about for a lot. I'm like, even if I don't necessarily care about the person, their music is.
Yeah. Disclaimer: we do not necessarily promote the ideals or the personalities of the people that we promote in musical tastes.
Yeah.
We simply like the music.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. So, Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish.
Wow.
Screaming into the void. Anyways, And Your Power is also really good.
Yeah.
Also, there was you.
Me?
It was a front bottom song.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna list them. Is it one of the ones I know?
Yes, it is.
Right.
It is.
I'm gonna go from from the chronological order. Flashlight, Twin Size Mattress.
No.
Be Nice to Me. Skeleton. Is Be Nice to Me? I love Be Nice to Me.
Be Nice to Me. I've been listening to that. I was like, oh, that one's so fire. And Animal by Sir Chloe and everything. But anyways, yes, I would like everyone here to share a sad song they listen to when they're sad.
Absolutely.
At least one.
I have actually, this is an aside that will bring it back to the main point, and I'll try to keep it quick. Mm-hmm. Unless you have yours, then you want to do it right now.
No.
You're right. So
I'm not ready to share my sad playlist.
You're good.
All right, you don't have.
So, all right. What
like personally, I'm sorry, I don't really want to interrupt you, but like I don't really want to stand by telling someone, hey, if you're sad, listen to this song.
No,
because it might have a completely different message.
Absolutely not. I should have disclaimed this.
That's a good point.
Yeah, don't listen to these songs just because you feel like you should. Listen to them first, and if they have the same vibe for you that they do for us, where they're good sad music, then do listen to it. But I mean, if not, then don't.
Generally, when I get sad, I turn it into something constructive, so I end up listening to like death metal.
The kick drum is your engine. So
generally,
yeah. It's the engine of your heart. Yeah. And so for me, you've got to. I agree. You've got to like find the music that gives that feeling to you, and there's so many factors that lead into that. It's unpredictable, kind of what will hit that way. For me, the band that is king for making me feel this way, for me, is the Wonder Years.
Yeah.
Wonder Years is really good at that.
My brother-in-law showed me them, years ago at this point, when I was in high school. And the first song that I ever heard of them was Cardinals by the Wonder Years. And actually still one of the, it's such a, I can't go into this too much because I would gush about every single song on like their last 4 albums. But the one that I do, if I was going to give like one song in particular, you know how when you're like signing up for a website, they'll ask you like security questions? And one of the security questions is always like, what's your favorite song? You know? And I never choose those. I hate those questions because it always changes. And like whenever I actually need it, it's 3 years down the line when I listen to completely different artists. This song is right now it's been for the last year or more, the contender for at least top 3, if not my favorite song of all time, which is the acoustic version of I Wanted So Badly to Be Brave. It's off of their Burst and Decay album. They just did acoustic covers of a bunch of different songs around their catalog. And that song in particular is just such, just the metaphor and the imagery and everything is so amazing. Like I love his writing style. So for me, it's that one. I Wanted So Badly to Be Brave off of Burst and Decay.
I love it. The Wonder Years are really good. I definitely have grown a bigger appreciation since meeting John. he's like, oh yeah, this song by the Wonder Years, and I'm like, all right. And then we listened to it in his car, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of a banger. And then I listened to it by myself. But yeah.
Welcome to the stream, JSC Platt.
Hello.
Good to have you.
Yes,
favorite song being Highway to Hell by AC/DC. All right, there you go.
That's a good one.
Also, I did come up with one song that gives me the sad vibes.
Okay.
Let's talk about Your Hair. I Have Mercy. Not only is it one of my favorite songs to play on drums, because it's just got an excellent intro,
Sure.
but it's emotional.
Yes, it is. Oh my god.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and especially those opening chords in that song, just the dissonance and just it pulls you apart like almost just immediately.
Well, and you can pull up pretty much anything by Hotel Books or Modern Baseball too.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Good times. I definitely I feel like we're gonna move on from this a little bit, but I do want to say one of our other points. It was point number 3, but we kind of covered it in the second point. Is don't dismiss your feelings. Don't wear a mask about your emotions. If you really are struggling, don't stuff it. Just definitely pull that out and talk about it. And if you're talking to your John or if you're talking about anything, just all that. Good stuff. Don't mask your feelings because if you stuff it, then it'll all explode in your face.
When it's what you do, if you are a person who stuffs your feelings or wears a mask to deal with things, I would say it's really important to find yourself a John or therapist. Probably both.
That you can leave the mask at the door with.
You're right. Exactly. That's the thing. Because if you're someone who stuffs your feelings, you gotta find somebody who can hear what those feelings are. Okay.
Yeah.
Or you need to start journaling.
Yeah, and it's funny. A lot of the relationships that I've had that develop like that with other people, where they feel like they can leave their mask at the door. It's always kind of binary. Like we have times where we hang out and it's super just funny and we're joking all the time and we're maybe playing video games and everything. And then the other, it's a 50-50 shot when we text whether or not it's going to be a sad or trying to work through stuff day, or if it's going to be a game day. But I enjoy hanging out with them no matter what.
Right.
And I it's honestly somewhat therapeutic for me to help talk through their problems and see what I can do to help them.
Yep. And it starts really simple when you have those conversations. If you don't know how to take your mask off, start by introducing yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're already a friend of yours and you know that they're safe, you can just start, hey, so I've got some feelings and I really don't know how to be honest about them, but I'm going to start. I mean, and you can give them a couple questions to ask you.
Yeah.
Be like, so what happened yesterday? How'd you feel about it? I mean, it's the same kind of questions that a therapist might ask you.
Yeah.
But, I mean, as long as you can do it with somebody, if you can start answering those questions, and it's not even really for them. It's so that you can hear yourself give those answers. And you can start to become more comfortable.
Talking to it helps. Talking it out actually does help a lot.
Yeah.
So
I am gonna speed run this next point, but it's the importance of I'm gonna sort of speed run the next points because we are at 6:17 and our live stream is gonna end in like 20 minutes. So I did want to say importance of community care. This message is for the Johns. You are not responsible, and how to be a John. You are not responsible for everyone in your influence.
Yep.
Yes.
Don't forget that. If something happens, if the worst happens, you know what I'm talking about. It is not your fault.
You didn't do anything wrong.
You didn't do anything wrong. It is not your responsibility to stop something like that. You can do your best and try, but if the worst happens, it is not your fault.
Yeah.
And don't ever put that on you.
Actually, that song Cardinals I mentioned by the Wonder Years, I had a moment at one point where I was crying to that song and I had to message somebody that I like. That song itself is about feeling like you didn't help somebody that you should have been helping literally the whole time, and regretting all that. And so I had a moment with it where I just messaged them out of the blue, and I was just like totally worried for them, and like it was just because I hadn't talked to them in so long, and it was totally my fault. And that's the thing, is that some Johns you'll beat yourself up because you don't.
Yeah.
You feel like you're not helping them enough.
Like, what? Did I not say the nice enough things?
Yeah. Did I not say them often enough?
Right.
Did I, and God, it's just like.
If somebody decides to take that step and they're not going to ask you or consider you in that, that's their choice they made.
Yeah.
In the end of it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Definitely. So that, and then, so please don't ever feel guilty about not being able to check in with everyone or, anyone all the time. Create circles of care, honest and dependable circles. Like we talked about in the relationship series in February. Make sure your circles, just know who they are and that they're tight and everything. Make a plan to check in during stressful times. Develop phrases to check in that are safe, and ask what's triggering and everything. Or ask ways to ask without triggering. Make sure, put trigger warnings before and use code words like sewer slide and, commit die. Stuff like that, and SH is, stuff like that.
You can always, at the beginning of your conversations or the ends of them or at the beginning of your friendships, you can have the conversation be like, hey, are there any topics I should avoid with you?
Yes.
Or are there any words I should avoid saying when we're having a tough go?
Yeah. And a lot of times for a John, as a thing like this, like sometimes just try to go off of maybe the terms that they are using. Yeah. Like it's kind of I never codified anything when I was doing stuff, but that's an interesting way to go about it.
It is. That's a very Jack approach.
Right. Fair enough.
A very Jack approach. Is be okay. So what are we allowed to do? But like in general, when you're being that friend for somebody, I would totally agree with that. Is the conversation should flow, and I'm talking like when when I'm like, what words are we not allowed and not allowed to use? It's like, that's when you have prep time outside of an emergent situation. But like, John, when you're having that conversation in the moment, it's really the better idea to go with, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
Let's go around the topics and the verbiage that they're using. Yeah. Because, I mean, it's about them.
Right. Or like Rain said, if you're on a messaging system, use emojis to mean different things. Like, you know, when you can't do words, use emojis, like secret meaning emojis is what Rain said.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, definitely, you know, like have a code list that you send to your friends, you know, if you're talking about the triggers and everything.
Or just send a picture.
I need an angel shot. Just like...
Right. Really, though? Yeah.
Emojis are the angel shot of feelings.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly.
Sorry.
No,
Continue.
you're good. And then going on, important resources beyond personal reach. This one is a pretty important one that I'm going to cover if you are feeling anything like this and you've gone to your Johns and you've had your circles and everything and you understand, and you've been to one of our streams and you understand that you do need real professional help from a certified doctor. To write Love on Her Arms, that's a website and phone number, I believe. I don't know what that phone number is off the top of my head, but if you look up To Write Love on Her Arms on Google, you will find links to it and everything. The other one is the National Commit Die Prevention Hotline, which is 800-273-8255. They also have a Twitter and Instagram and a Facebook. If you don't want to call, if you have phone anxiety, they take that into account. You can message them.
Or if you need to do it silently, if there's
exactly.
a reason.
Yeah. If someone's like stopping you from doing it, if you're in a compromising situation where you can't do it openly, you know, which is a whole nother topic. But that exceeds our advice at that point. So and then Hot Topic and mental health is a Hot Topic. What? Hot Topic.
The store?
Hot Topic, the store.
Yeah, okay.
They have a mental health line, apparently.
Wow.
I just found out about that today.
Whoa.
Jack said it.
I think I have their card.
Yeah.
In my wallet. Yep, yes I do.
That's
cool. You can get these when you go to Hot Topic next time for your really cool pants. The Hot Topic Foundation cards. Says, need to talk to someone, get screened anytime, anywhere, Mental Health America screening tool, and it's got a link right there. If you or someone you know is in crisis, use the National SI Prevention Hot Lifeline and the crisis text line. Call 1-800-273-TALK, which is the same number we had in the short blurb before the Live at 5 today. And I'll put that back up at the end of the stream so you can see those numbers again. Or text MHA to 741-741 to be connected to a trained crisis counselor any time of the day. And there's another number on there for you too for additional resources.
Yeah, there we go.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Yes, hell yeah. Very well done, Paran.
Yeah, Mike, you want to read that out?
Yes, absolutely.
I got a hell yeah.
Paran finally had the courage, their words, to book an appointment for psychological counseling through their university. Yeah. Very well done. Very happy for you. Absolutely. And that's the kind of thing where, for me, for a John, I kind of had a lot of nights where I just sat in my room alone on my computer and like late at night, and I'd get bored of computer and then just the sadness would come over. I dealt with my problems a lot just by myself, but in the end I found for me it worked best to just let myself feel that sometimes and work through it. But absolutely do not discount getting a therapist, getting counseling at all. That's just something that for me, I am a case where I didn't necessarily need it, but it might have been nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like sit and be in your feelings, but as soon as you get that inkling for an adverse action, call somebody.
If you feel like you need it, get it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There are way too many free resources to not.
If you are going to any of those things, if you've already gone to a John, then clearly you need something more. Yeah. And that there's no shame in that.
Absolutely.
Ever.
Yep.
Definitely. Yeah.
And we felt this was important topic today because we're about to go into a season that is very well known for being very hard for people.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, we are in the season that people get the saddest.
Yeah.
In general.
It gets the ball rolling.
This is where that ball starts rolling, is around this time.
Yeah.
September is, from what I hear, the worst month. End of August, mid-September is the worst time. But at the beginning of August is really what, I mean, we really should be taking this into consideration most of the time. But the beginning of August is a really good time to make a point to remember to care for your health.
Definitely. Because, it's all the factors as well, and we could list examples such as, summer ending, school starting, stuff like seasonal depression from summer.
People jumping into new careers, deciding what they're thinking they've decided what they've done with their lives.
Right. Or, the realization that winter is coming up soon, and that version of seasonal depression. And then, just the holidays in general are pretty depressing for some people. And then, since September is such a thing, it just kind of has a staple in our minds that is awful. And just all the things that have happened already, So we decided we were going to play a song that we're not going to tease you about, or that we kind of technically teased you about, but it's called "I'm Not Okay." If you wanted honesty, that's all you had to say. I never meant to let you down or have you go. It's better off this way. All the dirty looks, the photographs your boyfriend took. Remember when you broke your foot from jumping off the second floor? I'm not okay. I'm not What will it take to show you that it's not the life it seems? I've told you time and time again, you read the words, but don't know what it means to be a joke and look. Another line without a hook. Held you close as we both shook for the last time. Take a good hard look. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. We got this. I'm okay. I'm okay now. But you really need to listen to me, because I'm telling you the truth. I mean this, I'm okay. Trust me, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Well, I'm not okay. I'm really not okay. I'm not okay.
So there you go.
He had done the solo parts on the other times we practiced.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
I was like, we did this
Perfect.
It's okay. Oh yeah, so I'm not okay. I'm not o-heckin' Not o-heckin' I decided to do I believe the radio edit version is I'm really not okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's what he says there.
That is.
So I was like, I just went with that, but yeah, I'm not o-heckin' probably would have been better. Why only 7th grade? I listened to this album on repeat like the 2 months later at school. A whole mood. 7th grade noises Sophomore noises.
Yeah.
Literally 3 hours ago noises.
Yeah. It was. I will say it actually was middle school that I started listening. I heard my chem song. It was Bulletproof Heart.
Oh yeah, I love that
Got
song.
a bulletproof heart.
She's got a Harlequin smile. Got a on the street of bed.
Something like that.
Let's go
pretty
home
fun.
to this town. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, so that's a good one. Yeah, anything by MCR. Oh my god, please. Okay, if you are sad and you listen to the same kind of music that we listen to when we're sad, I suggest Disenchanted and Cancer. And Cancer's...
By MCR.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Cancer is by MCR, and the cover that 21 Pilots did of Cancer, oh my god. I literally, it brought me back. I cried so many tears. But yeah, so all that to say, thank you guys so much for coming along. But I do want to do a recap really quick of all the announcements that we were doing. So thanks for coming to our show on the 30th. It was a huge success. Even if you just watched the live stream on Instagram, it was still amazing. Turn away if you could get me a drink of water, 'cause my lips are chapped and faded. Yeah.
Oh, I could have kept going on that.
But yeah, I'm not turning away. Don't turn away. So shout out to Andrew Sherman again. Twitter, font change is not okay. Wandering Lights collab or Lucrezia. Video on Bandcamp. Lonely Oak Radio. Thank you for sharing. This is temporary. Remember, I Want to Tell You is at 16,000. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for getting all of our songs. 35,000. Oh my god. Also, our goal for the end of this month is 20,000 streams on I Want to Tell You.
Yes.
I think you guys can do it, honestly.
We got this.
I think it's going to be simple dimple.
Simple dimple.
So yeah. And then there was one more thing that I wanted to say. Oh, right. So we are in a Hollywood voting audition thing.
Yes.
So we auditioned to be a part of this thing to open for someone, and they were like, okay, and so we passed the first round, and we are officially in it. So here's the thing with the Hollywood voting. So the voting starts August 16th, my freaking birthday, so it's a big deal. And then you get to vote every day for free through this thing every day.
10 days, I think. So I think it's 10 days because it was the 16th through the 26th.
Yes, it's the 16th through the 26th. It's 10 days of voting. You get one free vote every day. If you want to, we are not encouraging you to, but if you wanted to vote again that day, you would have to pay for it. We're not asking you to do that, but if you did want to pay for it, you could put more votes in theoretically, but we're not asking you to do that. But yes, all you need is a Facebook account. And if you don't have a Facebook, I mean, we told you this before, just make one for like this and then deactivate it right after. But yeah, so, yeah, I think I will be activating my Facebook. I deactivated it a while ago because I got a bunch of messages from creeps and stuff, and I was like, I don't want Facebook anymore. But I will be reactivating it for these 10 days so that I can vote for this thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's as simple as that. And and it starts on my birthday.
Yay!
So again, just
Happy birthday!
more big deals. Yes, and we have 3 August birthdays this month.
I know, right?
By the way.
It's too many August birthdays.
So it's me who is actually the only Leo in the 3 August birthdays.
That's funny. Yeah, that's true.
I know. I was like, hello.
UFN's got too many people on that side
know.
of the stars.
Yeah, and then John is right after.
Yeah.
And then Rue is after that. So it's
I thought it was reversed. I think Rue's before me. Yeah.
You're right. He's
It's closer to the cusp.
Yeah, he's 25 and you're 26.
28.
28. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
I was like, no, he's not.
No,
Then I realized.
I'm 28 years old.
You're 26, 28. So no, I always think 6s and 8s. I always get confused because whenever I read them in like print or something, I'm like, this is the same
It's
number.
just a 6 with the more.
Exactly. It's just a little bit more curly on the top.
It's a 6, but also.
Oh my God, you're so right. UFN is 50% Virgo.
Yeah.
No.
50%.
Same.
Hey, Jack. I think we have a thing to do.
He continues doing this. He continues.
Alright, don't think I'm not reading the chat. I see you guys being greedy. I got like a whole 60 minutes of motivation, and now you
there, welcome to Motivational Moment with John. I'm John, and on behalf of all of the Johns, I want you guys to know that you are not bothering us. I think that's the point I want to make for this Motivational Moment with John, which is that you are never bothering us. We will tell you if we're busy, but that does not mean that we do not want to hear what you have to say to us. That doesn't mean at all that we are uninterested, especially if we don't respond. We might literally just have not seen our phone. And so don't take silence, don't take any of that as you shouldn't continue talking to us, because we want to be your outlet. On behalf of all Johns in the world, please don't stop talking to us. Please don't stop hitting us up, because it's really, we want to be there for you. And so if you are having a problem or anything like that, please come to us as much as you can. And we'll do our best to check in if we can, but we are there for you when you need it. So when you have your John, just know that unless they want to stop being a John, you will never run into a situation where, you should never run into a situation where this John just doesn't want to deal with you. They are an actual John who's there for you will always be open.
Shout out to the real Johns.
Yes, exactly. No fake Johns in this house. So, yeah. But yeah, please never feel like you're burdening us with your message. We want to hear it and we want to be there for you. So, absolutely. Thank you.
Usually we don't talk when I ask. It's like, shout out to them real Johns. Yeah, no fake.
Absolutely.
No fake Johns allowed here. We don't approve of that.
No.
Yeah. But I think in the end, I think we all just kind of want you guys to be happier. So.
Do you need the bass?
No.
Okay.
So we're gonna do a little song for y'all. When the morning comes, we see what we've become. In the cold light of day, we're a flame in the wind, not the fire that we've begun. Every argument, every word we can take back. If it bump together, wait, I don't know. Oh my god.
The story ends. There we go.
Ends, yeah. And only for a minute, I wanna change my mind, 'cause this just don't feel right to me. I wanna raise your spirit, I wanna see you smile, but no, that means I'll have to leave. Lately, I've been thinking smack you. But yeah, thank you guys so much. And if you couldn't tell already, I mean, I've personally been hanging out with some Johns today, and I was kind of feeling kind of sad earlier today. And actually, that's why I did my makeup so bombastically. And I was gonna talk about this earlier, just coping mechanisms, kind of escapism. You know, like watching a comfort anime or listening to songs like that. It can become dangerous after a while, so don't escape everything, because you will have to go to that thing eventually. Yeah. But
that's what's nice about talking to a John is like you're more confronting the problems.
Yep.
Exactly.
And that goes along with the masking.
Yeah.
Yes, but I do want to show off my makeup because
yes.
I did it pretty well. It might be crusty though because I've been behind a hot light all day, but so this is a.
Oh my god!
Really
You're getting a horror lit.
I know. I want it. I want it. So I got the wing thing going on. It's like a spider web bat wing sort of. I don't know.
So freaking cool.
And then it's got the little smiley thing. And
I
I
like
did
that.
Eyeliner under this side here. I'm like looking in the monitor, like trying to see what's checking out, but yeah, and then I did reddish pink stuff on the top. Yeah. That's what I do. That's what I do when I'm sad. I do my makeup. So being here with these two Johns of mine, was really cool, really cathartic, and I enjoy being here with you guys because you guys are kind of my Johns too. So yeah, just being around y'all and kicking up my mood again. It's good. So yeah, hold on.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. You know, and really, if you do need help, real quick, go to your Johns. Go to us if you want. You know, if we're something that helps you, listen to our music, something like that. But really, if you feel it escalating, to Write Love on Our Arms, Hot Topic. You got the National Suicide Hotline, and you know, if you have money to pay for therapy, BetterHelp is a really good thing from, you know, just your, you know, phone and everything. It's super easy to contact people. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us today and all that good stuff. And we love you, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I remember tears streaming down your face when you said I'd never let you go. All those shadows almost killed your light. I remember you said don't leave me here alone, but all that's dead and gone and past tonight. Just close your eyes, the sun is